Welcome to Living English at the Houston Public Library, a 25-lesson language learning program that focuses on how you work, play, and interact with others in your everyday life. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Bowden with the Houston Public Library. Welcome to Living English at HPL. Today we're going to be covering vocabulary and grammar related to health and medicine. So whether you're going to the doctor to get an x-ray or a vaccine, or maybe you're just trying to stay healthy, this is for you. So grab a pen and notebook, follow along, and let's learn some English. Before we start, it's really important to understand that when we talk about health and medicine, that we're not just talking about going to the doctor. Now we could be talking about healthcare, which is treating illnesses, or like this guy, getting a little checkup from a doctor. We're also talking about your personal health, which means exercising regularly or watching what you eat, so your diet and nutrition. But we'll cover that later. Right now, let's talk about some places. First, we have the hospital. The hospital is a place where you might go if you want extended medical care. So you have to stay in the hospital for a while. I hope that is not the case for any of you. There's also the emergency room. If you're very sick or injured right now, you should probably go to the emergency room. There's the pharmacy. The pharmacy is where you go to get medication. And then finally, a clinic. A clinic is somewhere you might go if your illness isn't that serious, but you would like to speak to a doctor or a nurse about it anyway. Here's some people. So we have a doctor over here in the corner checking that man's heartbeat. Over here, we have a nurse, and she's helping that gentleman who looks to be in bed at a hospital. Over here, we have a pharmacist. The pharmacist works at the pharmacy and fills your prescription. They will give you the medication that you need. And then finally, we have the prescription itself. Right here, these are the pills and the medicines that you take in order to keep yourself healthy or to get better. Symptoms. Symptoms are what you have when you are sick. So you might have a cough. You might have a sneeze. You should always cover your mouth when you sneeze or cough too. That's a good idea. You might have a fever. That's when your temperature is very high. You might feel warm or hot to the touch. Or you could have a headache. It just feels like it's pounding inside of your head. I get a headache sometimes when I'm trying to think about how to make these videos. Now, there's also personal health. We might talk about nutrition. So nutrition is what's in the things you are eating. Are there fats? Are there sugars? So what is it that you are consuming? Most foods, processed foods anyway, have a nutrition label that tells you what's in them, and it looks like that. The diet is the what of what you eat. So do you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables? Do you eat meat and fish or eggs? That's going to be your diet. What are you eating? And then finally over here we have exercise. You could go for a bike ride or have a swim or play some soccer or volleyball, right? All these are great forms of exercise. So if you needed to have a prescription filled, where would you go? If you needed immediate medical care, where would you go? If you needed extended medical care, where would you go? And if you would like to talk to a doctor about symptoms or illnesses, where would you go? Take a minute, pause the video, and see if you can't fill in the blanks here. Go ahead. All right, let's see how we did. If you need to have a prescription filled, you should go to a pharmacy. If you need immediate medical care right now, you should go to the emergency room. If you need extended medical care, so for a while, a long time, probably go to the hospital. And if you'd like to talk to a doctor about symptoms or illnesses, a clinic is probably the best place to go. Great job. I hope you got all of them. Now, over here, I'd like you to choose the correct sentence. So which one of these is correct based on the words that we just learned? So you're choosing the best fit here. All right? So you're either going to choose one on this side or the one on this side. Take a second, read those, and choose the correct sentence. I'll give you a moment. All right, let's figure out how we did. Now, for this one, my favorite exercises include swimming and running. Those are both forms of exercise. You wouldn't say my favorite diets. That wouldn't make any sense. How about that next one? The pharmacist was so helpful, he filled my prescription. Pharmacists are the ones who fill prescriptions. Typically, nurses don't fill prescriptions. Nurses could tell you what to take, but you usually go to a pharmacy to actually get the medication. How about down here? When I buy food at the store, I always read the nutrition label. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I should do that. I don't always, but we probably should. And then finally, you are so warm. I think you have a fever. Absolutely. So, you're so warm, I think you have a cough. Remember, a cough, we'd probably hear. We wouldn't feel for a cough. So, great job. I hope you get all those. Now, let's move on to some grammar. We're going to talk about modal verbs. Modal verbs. Modal verbs help us to figure out our ability or the possibility of something happening. What do I mean by that? Well, over here on the left, we have the verb. Can means an option or a possibility. I can go to the park later. I could if I wanted to. I could do other things, but I can go to the park. Could is also a word that helps you with option or possibility. I could have salad for lunch, but I want to have a burger instead. Should. This is a positive suggestion. I should practice my English. Nobody's forcing me to, but it's a good idea. And then finally, must or have to. These things are necessary. So I must go to work every day or I will be fired. Or I have to go to work every day or I will be fired. This is not a suggestion. This is something that you need to do. Okay. There's also negative modal verbs. So can plus not, we can also write this as can't, means it's not an option for you. I can't go to the park later. I have too much to do. I have work to do. I can't do it. So we also have couldn't. It's the same thing. So I couldn't have lunch today. I was too busy making videos, so I couldn't have lunch today. Should plus not is a suggestion. It's a negative suggestion. I shouldn't eat candy for dinner. I love candy, but that's not really what you have for dinner. So I shouldn't eat candy for dinner. Do plus not, right? Don't have to. This is pretty common. I don't have to drink 8 liters of water every day. That's a lot of water. I should drink a lot of water, but maybe not that much. I don't have to do it. And then must plus not. This is something that you absolutely, positively should never do. Mustn't. I mustn't forget to take my medication. If you've been prescribed medication, you must take it if you want to get better. Okay, so hopefully those make sense. Let's practice it a little bit. So you have a few options on the side. We have some hand washing here. So which one of these would you choose for hand washing? Well, I would say I must wash my hands. I think that's probably the best option here. Obviously, it's an option, but if we want to be clean and healthy, hand washing is a must. So I must wash my hands. Reading nutrition labels. Reading nutrition labels on food. What do we think? I should do that. I probably should do that. I don't always, but I should do it. I can still buy the food without doing it, but I should just so I know what I'm eating. Laying around watching TV all day. Laying around watching TV all day. I shouldn't do that. If I want to be healthy, I should probably get up and move a little more. So I shouldn't watch TV all day. Can I watch some TV? Sure, but I shouldn't watch TV all day. How about this? Going for a nice walk outside. Looks beautiful out. I could go for a walk, right? I don't have to go for a walk, right? I must go for a walk? No, it doesn't make any sense either, I don't think. But I could. That is an option for me. I could also go for a run or go for a swim. So there are options out there. It's an option. And then finally, learning English. What do we think? This is an easy one. I hope you chose I can learn English because you can if you keep practicing. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please check back for more content soon. If you didn't get any of the material that we covered today, please go back, try it again. It's been great. Have a great day.